How dare you write that? Next time I see you, I'll punch your head off.
So this one to you, because Paddy Pimblett, after the fight, and he came out about the press conference, and I thought about you because you would have obviously been in the media a fair bit, and you've got some friends that are probably in the media a fair bit. So basically what happened, I don't know if you saw it, there was like photos of him out with his mates or something, like they were just bantering at a pub.
After the fight or before?
Before, like 2 weeks before. And like he had a drink in his hand, but it was just like, it was a Diet Red Bull, he said. Yeah. And then so the stories came out that he was drinking on the beers, abusing people in the pub. And he said that's the reason people don't want to talk to you and blokes don't want to talk is because you just make stuff up.
Yeah.
Was that sort of something that happened with you while you were... Like, was there any... Like, obviously, I know the fat shaming thing came out, but was there any moments where, like, they just completely made up a story about you that...
Yeah, a couple of times. But a lot of it wouldn't make the media, but the footy club used to say they got a lot of phone calls about me all the time. Half was made up. Like, I got a report... Someone rang the footy club said I was at a restaurant having a huge blue with me missus, which... We have huge blues, but they're usually at home. But like all random shit like that, like selling drugs, like all kind of weird stuff. Like it's complete bullshit. But and now everyone's got Twitter. All someone has to do is write something. Someone gets retweeted a couple of times, or a fake account says something, and someone bites on it. It's all of a sudden true. So. There are obviously a lot of good journalists, but a lot of good journalists around actually do some homework, but a lot of them just see something quickly. And the problem with it is that they want to be first to get the scoop, so they just fucking pump something out, hoping it's right, and then it's complete bullshit, and they don't have to say sorry.
So how does it work with journos then? Do they, like you have a relationship with a couple of them? And
no, like only through... Not a sexual one.
No.
But
But do they just text you and go, Swan, is this true? Or do they call you?
So some would, like when you play, some would, or they'd be like, I'm writing a story on this. If you've got any quotes for it, say either I'd ignore it or say no. Or my manager would ring me and go, mate, this is about to get printed. They want to know if, especially with the bad stuff. The good stuff they don't really ask. So a few people rang me about Pendles this week, for instance. Like we're doing an article on Scott. Can you give us some insight or whatever? But if they're writing a bad one, they don't usually give you time to.
Oh really?
Sometimes, yeah, because they don't want you to get in front of it, but depends what it is. Like if it's a sometimes I'll go listen. We've heard this. Is there any? We're going to print something. Do you want to have a reply? And sometimes you say no, or sometimes you say please don't.
How many of those please don't?
A couple. Well, sometimes you have to trade.
Yeah.
Like you trade, so they got something on you. Like when I was playing, they'll be like, mate, with the footy club, they've got this, but they said if you do this, this, and this, they won't write that.
Really?
Yeah. So like, and a lot of that stuff might be unfounded, but they go if they keep digging, like where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
So they go, listen, we won't pursue that, but if you do this for us and this for us, we'll leave that. So then you got to do, and then you got to do whatever they want you to.
Coming to their kid's birthday, it's like
or do like a big article on your 200th, or do an exclusive.
Gotcha.
Like do an exclusive fucking,
that's crazy
interview or whatever it is they want you to do. Yeah. Go to their kid's birthday party and say hello. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to play the game, I guess, and also having good relationships with them help, because if you are mate with someone, they go, mate, they might let us slide. Now, obviously, if it's a big enough story, that's their job. So they're like bad luck. But if it's like just a little one, they might go, we'll let that one slide. Let that one, if they're the only ones to know about it. But if everyone knows about it, once again, they want to be first to the story, so they got to come in. So that's why a lot of them have relationships with the journos, because ultimately they can make or break your career. So you got to try and have it be nice. And most of them are good enough people.
Yeah. I was going to say, was there any of them that you like sort of hated? I just remember just based off the Adam Simpson press conference where he's like,
that woodcock or whatever
it was, and then and then the next day they had that loss.
They hammered him, didn't they?
Yeah. Were there any did you ever have issues with that, or?
Yes and no. Like I had
well, yeah.
But most of the time they wrote it was half true. So what can you, how do you argue? You know what I mean? They're doing their job, but and that's And that's the other thing. Like, if they wrote about, let's say, if Caroline Wilson or someone wrote a big article about me, which I didn't like, she wasn't a big rap for me, so I didn't really like her. But if you come off and tee off on them, then they get even more angry if you call them a fuckwit, or or you get fined if you call someone fuckwit. And maybe if you come out and were negative to them, so it's a delicate situation because you didn't want to piss them off anymore. Because then they go righto. So you got to try and be friendly, because hoping if like that 50-50 one, they go, oh, he's actually not a bad guy and he's done this for me in the past. So every time I ring him, he'll give me an answer. That kind of stuff. You want to try and hope that when a bad one does come around or something it's a bit iffy, they go, oh, he's done a lot for me, we'll let that slide. So it's a tricky one. If you ring him up and go, you fucking asshole, you dumb you start, how fucking dare you write that? Next time I see you, I'll fucking punch your head off. Yeah. They're like, well, they write that. They go, he's just a beauty, and then they do look for the negative one. So it's a tricky one. You got to play the game a little bit, but it's a game it's a fucking world we live in these days, unfortunately.
That's right.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.